It's interesting, but it's kind of hovering here above the homeless camp, all creeper status. Isn't that cute? Looks expensive. Or if it has something to do with that cop over there. Might. Wonder if there's another one. Maybe if we follow it for a bit, we'll find out where it's going. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna follow this cute little thing. Isn't it adorable? There's that cute little cop. Looks like they got a computer open even. They are. It is the cops. I'm fairly certain of it. Cute. Oh, I see ya. Huh. It's about the cutest thing I ever did see. Way up there. Woo. They're trying to fly all off in the stratosphere, ain't they? Looks like it's headed north. Funny. This little street here rolls around to the north. It's way the hell up there, though. Way up there. Yep. Cute little thing. It is probably too far out there for y'all to see. Let's see if we can. No. Now, here's one of the things about recording stuff. If you record it and people say it didn't happen, they have to destroy the recording to make sure they get away with it. Now, what do you do if they didn't destroy the recording? And they want to railroad you anyway. Good question. But yep, I'm absolutely certain that that was a drone. I'm certain it did stop right above this here homeless encampment. I'm sure it did hang out for a few minutes, and I'm sure it got off and left. I'm sure I caught it on camera, and I'm fairly certain that the camera could hear it. It's cute. Wonder who they're looking for, or what they're looking for. Now, it is cool that they're using more technology, but my question is, why are they using it, I don't know, for finding missing people? I mean, we got all these missing and murdered indigenous folks all over the country. Wouldn't technology like that assist greatly in finding missing people? I mean, if you got somebody who disappears and they've been driven out into the middle of nowhere, their vehicle is going to push down some grass as they go off road. That'll give you something. That gives you something to look at, don't it? Real easy to see something like that from up there in the air, ain't it? You got to see how high up that thing could go and how it could come down here and how it could do some real cute little fluttering maneuvers and go all the way north. Plenty of battery time. You can find a lot of missing people with that. And then, of course, we got the human trafficking that's going on here in the United States. You know, something like that would be real useful in catching some of these sumbitches trading actual human beings back and forth. You know, once they're strung out, that's not the half of it. You also got to make sure, because a lot of these girls are on missing persons posters. You know, these places keep them girls on rotation. You know, you make a little bit of money with a girl out at a truck stop, Cheyenne, Wyoming. Well, somebody's going to recognize her eventually, so you trade her to somebody else. She might be in St. Paul, Minnesota next week. She might be in Irvine, California a month after that. We got these drones and they're cool looking. But what are they after? What are they doing? Who are they after? And what are they doing here? All they ever do with the homeless encampment is harass the wrong damn person. When it comes to actual predators, they look the other goddamn way, just like everybody else. So, of course, well, if I make a video tomorrow and I talk about the drone that was flying overhead, despite the fact that this is recorded live on YouTube where God and everybody can see it, there's going to be people that get on there on my YouTube channel and say, that didn't happen, you're making it up. Always is. But you know what? Despite the fact that people are going to say what they're going to say, the fact is, just like with everything else that I'm trying to explain to you, the evidence is what's important. Look at the proof. No more of this he said, she said crap. No more deciding who's right and wrong based on gender. No more deciding who's right and wrong based on skin color. No more cutting poor people off from access to defend themselves, to protect themselves, to show the truth. No more of this. No more throwing the victims out here to the wolves. Natalie Bollinger never should have been thrown back to her family. And Jamie never should have been thrown back at this place. This shit's not right. Now I got some really good news today. Well, I got the good news a while back, but a young woman here in the Dalles who went missing while I was in Hood River was found. And that was good news right there. That made me so excited. Well, she also today got a hold of me. A few of the people I helped to find have gotten a hold of me, and I'm glad for that. Yeah, you know, she made a comment about me being crazy, but you know what? That's fine. Here's the thing about that crazy is that it's that crazy that is required to get people to look when you're homeless. Nobody gives a shit. If I disappeared tomorrow, would Emily even know I disappeared? Probably not. I don't think anybody would tell her. I don't think anyone would care. That's not what it's about, is it? It's about saving lives. It's always about saving lives. Every time, every single time. No matter what, it is always about saving lives. Preservation of human life. I agree that there should be consequences, and I know that according to most y'all's understandings, when you say if someone did this or someone did that, and then it's followed by some sort of a violent thing that you're saying that you would do. You don't do those violent things. You just talk about it. I don't just talk about turning in my predators. I make a lot of fucking effort. I make it on YouTube. I make it on Facebook. And if I could remember how to get into my MySpace, I'd do that too. There's a lot of evidence that was destroyed by my predators. Evidence of their wrongdoings. Evidence of their felonies and misdemeanors. The assaults against me, such as Robert Franklin Mornick, who assaulted me twice, I have to be afraid to turn it into the cops without someone there, because without someone there, they're not going to observe my rights. They're going to intimidate me, especially when it's officers that I've already tried to turn in, and they know it. I shouldn't have had to try to turn them in on the internet. That should never have been necessary. Oh, Sean, that stuff doesn't happen. That stuff doesn't happen. Well, that sure was a drone hanging out above the homeless encampment right across the street from St. Peter's Church and the 76 station. It's St. Vincent. Are they here to clean it up a bit, or are they here to victimize people? When it comes to victimization, we need to make it safe for the most at risk among us. Right now, that's Jamie. When you say, oh, we should just remove Jamie from that situation, you're right. Sort of. What good is it for anyone if you remove one victim from the scenario? They'll find someone else to victimize. I don't see how taking the victim away is going to stop the predators. You see, with Waylon Lolatai, people told me to go away and it would make it stop, and I went away. Got completely out of Boulder County again. And did it make it stop? No, Waylon Lolatai assaulted no less than 6 other individuals on camera after assaulting me. Same exact year. I'm trying to turn these cops in. I'm trying to turn adult protective services in and child protective services now because of their neglect, intentional neglect, harassment, and bullying of victims. That guy from Child Protective Services. You get to see how the people that I say are missing, they are missing. You can look up the articles about them missing. They did absolutely go missing. Emily Hahn does exist. Natalie Bollinger did exist, so did Selena Not Afraid. Same thing with Bobby Forrest. These are all very real people. The guy at Child Protective Services that I'm trying to turn in, his name is Michael Child. And Michael Child, when I was told to turn these things in to Jordan Redbird, he went out of his way to not only threaten, harass, and intimidate me, but then when I called to turn him in, called to explain that there was a safety risk with him, that he wasn't going to listen to me. All these cases where these people have been found show that I'm telling the truth. All of these cases where the people ended up dying show that I've been telling the truth. And yet these cops want to pretend like I'm some sort of nut job out here ranting about nothing. That ain't the case. I don't have to have popular support to do the right thing. Your consent is not required for my morality, and it never has been. People threatening to kill me has not been a deterrent like you think it should be. I'm glad that Emily was found. I'm glad that all the people that were found were found. The ones who were found alive, I am so grateful for that. The ones that were found dead, that is horrible and it hurts me every day. But also, at least they were found. There's a lot of people out here whose loved ones will never be found. If you remove Jamie from the situation, there's 7 or 8 women who frequent this place every day that could be next on the list. There's also a lot of men here that could be next on the list. Maybe they don't speak right, maybe they don't look right, maybe they don't do the drugs that you do. As we know, from studying serial killers, we get all these reports on the news that we didn't really ask for, but they tell us useless information that we don't really care about anyway. But it's an interesting little tidbit, isn't it? So we remember stuff like, well, these serial killers, they all got different criteria. They don't all pick a victim for the same exact reason. Although poverty is a pretty universal reason, it's not every time. We've got some people who targeted rich people. We've also got some real famous examples of, well, people gang stalking and murdering people. Charles Manson and his group, they targeted rich people. Now that scared folks. That definitely got people looking, huh? Yup. If somebody got busted in Trump's palace, tripping on bath salts, eating his face, thank you. Yeah, people might actually give a shit about the bath salt thing. What are bath salts? I don't know. I don't know anybody who uses them. I know a few people who have admitted they tried it. I get told about all the drugs that the homeless, all the things that I heard about black people in the 1980s. All the things I heard about Native Americans from back then to today, about that firewater. When I say no victim left behind, that's what I mean. Until we got BLM working with MMIW and MMIP, well, we ain't working together. Individually, each of our groups is too small to make a difference. Individually, each of our causes is too minuscule to make it about just, of course, your group. When the most targeted among you are the homeless, and all of these groups that you want to throw at us, then maybe you should do the right thing and fight for the one group that is all of us. The one that does not exclude men or women. The one does not exclude anybody of any religion or skin color. Anybody, no matter what your religious belief is, or your skin color, you could become homeless tomorrow. Anyone. We got examples of professional NBA players out on the streets, don't we? We got examples of famous musicians homeless on the streets, don't we? Yeah, we do. Being rich don't guarantee you shit. We're in the United States of America. Public opinion is our God here. Isn't it? No, money. Money is absolutely America's God. How are we going to stop this if we don't work together? Your black folks, they're doing the same thing to Native Americans and homeless people. Most of your numbers that you use to tell us about how they're targeting black folks come from statistics that also include the fact that the majority of those black folks were homeless. Yeah. Just like the majority of those Native Americans were homeless. But we ignore those ones, don't we? Of course we do. Only Quesera stops pretty places. Selena not afraid. They matter, don't they? They matter more than Frida Nose's gun, because Frida Nose's gun was an adult. Frida Nose's gun was quite a bit of an adult. And then, of course, we got Two Dogs Jr. and his cousin ended up dead over by Rapid City, South Dakota. Found him in a ravine. Imagine if BLM cared about those Native Americans.
Keep trying, man. I keep trying.
You're doing good, sir. Oh, God, don't tell anyone, but I do walk through town giving people encouragement. We gotta pretend like I'm some horrible monster, right? I gotta scream complete insanity and lunacy. Oh, the end of the world is nigh. All right. I think what I said to that guy last time was keep kicking, you'll make it. That's one of the things they used to say back in track. Keep kicking. So, I'm fine with the drones. They're kind of an annoyance. I really don't give a shit though, because if I had my way, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, my life would be recorded. Not because I'm particularly interesting, not because I am particularly important, but because it shows the truth of the situations. Also, if people know they're being recorded, they're less likely to do stupid shit. That's no guarantee, though. Tomorrow I'm going to go show the video, I guess, of the two situations that happened up there. The two major situations that happened up there. You don't go punch somebody in the back of the head. That shit's not cool. I don't care if you are related. You're going to accuse me of calling cops and be a douchebag to me and try to convince people to be assholes to me all day. Well, I'm not going to fucking play that goddamn bullshit. This ain't a prison yard, motherfucker. These are human beings' lives who you're fucking with. You either clean up your shit or you come correct with it. That ain't coming correct. If it ends up on the internet because you didn't come correct, you don't get to whine at me about not coming correct. I did. I gave you every chance, every opportunity. When it comes to missing people, I ain't fucking joking around. When it comes to child abuse, I ain't fucking around. When it comes to abuse against the homeless, I'm not fucking around. It doesn't matter if those people are black, I'm not fucking around. It don't matter if they're white, I'm not fucking around. We either work together to make this stop or we deserve what we get. You don't care about black people? But you want to complain about you being victimized in the same way as your black brothers, don't you? You want to complain about being victimized in the same way as your black sisters, don't you? You want to complain. Same thing with your Native American brothers and sisters. And of course, your brothers and sisters from other nations. You want to make it about the drugs, about the profit, about the hate. Why does it got to be like that? Well, truth is, it don't got to be like that. We can work together. That shit with that place being run by, well, people who think it's a fucking prison yard, no. Thank goodness Jamie is mean enough to scream like a son of a bitch instead of meek. If she was meek, well, there's a lot worse that she'd go through. Thank goodness she screams. Hello. And that's the thing about them being victimized that I find so distasteful. They're victimized until they scream, and then, of course, they're ignored because they scream, same as me. Oh, you're screaming for help now? You must be delusional. You must be schizophrenic. You mentally ill. You mentally ill. Now I got a question for you. That video yesterday, the one titled Jamie Again. Did I imagine that situation between Jamie and that man? Or did that actually happen? Did I imagine it, or did part of that burrito go flying off? Did I imagine it, or did that man come up and talk to me? Yeah. Just like the drone. Did I imagine that drone? Was that drone a figment of my imagination? Was that something I made up because I don't want to get in trouble? Is that a delusion created by a sick mind? Is that something that I doctored with my magic editing skills? Good questions. No, they're fucking not. They're arbitrary. The goddamn shit's fucking recorded. There ain't no need to ask any of them questions. You go back to the beginning of the video, what do you see? It's a fucking drone and it's flying overhead. Now, if I was trying to explain that to my public pretender ain't gonna give a shit. They're flying drones over, really? Well, that sounds crazy to me. So since this person is crazy, I don't have to do my job. Nobody's gonna care, and I get paid anyway. Woohoo! Let's go home and get drunk with the prosecutor. Jesus fuck. I've had people tell me on many occasions, hey Sean, you know what, you're gonna get your throat slit one of these days. Someone's gonna shoot you over this, Sean. Sean, this is the kind of stuff that people get murdered over. I even had one person explain to me what happened to Jimmy Hoffa. And I explained to that person that what happened to Jimmy Hoffa is just speculation. Is he really in a cement slab somewhere in a football stadium or not? To my knowledge, they haven't been able to find him. I don't think they're going to tear apart that stadium to locate him. Also, I'm not sure if you understand how heavy cement really is. When you pour large pours and columns, that'll literally crush you into, well, not much identifiable at all. They'd basically be straining your strained pudding, I guess. They'd be burying a slab of pink cement. And I know this seems like a big long rant and ramble, and it is. Most of them are. But like the rest of them, it is not without purpose. There's some of my videos where you get to see me having a severe panic attack over something that's serious. You get to see in some of my videos how I speak calmly and collectively. You get to hear in some of my videos how I am screaming at the top of my lungs. And God forgive any sailor within earshot, because their ears might bleed. I understand why people want to destroy the evidence of their own voices, why they don't want the world to know what cowards they were. I understand why they want to shut it off and say I don't know nothing, and why when they found out that the nothing that they knew was already recorded on my YouTube. Oh God, yeah, that's a fucking hit to their pride. Bonjour. I'm recording a live video and looking for snipes.
Yeah.
Woohoo, I found one.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Is it right if I share one of these with the folks up at the hobo camp?
Sure.
Badass, thank you. You know that guy that ran you off yesterday and said you were a Chimo?
Yeah.
He said you were a registered sex offender.
Yeah, I'm not though.
So he was just bullying you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, he also hit a young woman down there in the back
wow.
of the head, so...
Oh, no way today. So he's gone.
No, he did that yesterday.
I know, you tried to pull one of these to me and
Like
to
he
my
was going to
baby.
shoot you. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know, Dad.
I was there.
He's the only first one coming in, bro, that you do love. Hey.
I'm still breathing. Anyway, I got ahead. I got to try to finish my video, get back up there and make sure everyone's safe. So what's your name?
Me, your son, Dino.
Dino?
One of them, yes. Or,
I had a friend of mine named Dino when I was younger. He ended up stabbing a couple of people over
good
some
thing
girl.
for us ever here. And this is your first day here, but it's forever. This is one coat right here. We want you to stay all these years through this one. Down
Yeah,
here.
I saw that earlier. It looks like you put some work into it, though.
Yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for taking care of the enemy who's never going to be here no more.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen them pick him up, and I haven't heard anything about it. Oh, I got some good news.
What?
One of the people that I was helping to find was found, and not only that, she got a hold of me today to say thank you. Mm-hmm. Anyway, be safe. I'll probably see you either later on tonight or tomorrow. Sound good?
Yeah.
Thank you, Dino.
That's me.
Be safe.
Yeah. See you later, man.
Yes, sir. Well, now we can go share. These ought to help when a certain young lady starts to get a lot of extra anxiety. So I'll save 2 of those for her, and I'll save 1 for me. I'll try to save and preserve everyone's sanity a little bit at a time. If she screams less, there's a possibility that people will victimize her less. However, and this is pretty important, that does not mean that it's okay to look away from what's going on or why. It doesn't make it okay to look away from the crimes that have already happened to her. None of that's okay. And making this place just a little bit safer for her is not saying much. Not sure if you noticed, but I'm pretty small. I'm pretty fucking gimpy. Don't get me wrong, I'm stupid enough to take an ass whooping to protect her, but you know, even if I'm the toughest sumbitch in the world, as gimpy as I am, it's not going to make any difference. Someone wants to beat me up, they're going to make quick work of me. Most people, anyway. Maybe that drone is here to actually do something. Actually do something about the predators Is that likely? No, it's not. It's nowhere near likely. But we can only hope. I hope that Jamie gets a safe place. And I'm not talking about a facility where she's going to be drugged and forced to stay in a padded fucking room. She don't need that. She needs love. All right? I happen to know that there's one woman out here. And if she were to have a place, she would take Jamie there to be safe.
You alright?
No, I'm good. Thank you, though. Hispanic folks. Again. You know why that was racist? I want to point this out. How the fuck would I know if they're Hispanic? They have brown skin. That's like pretending every person with white skin is German. It's just rude. And they offered me a ride. No, I didn't take it, but it felt good that I got the offer. If I had taken that ride, I wouldn't be able to look at all the other spots where I usually look for snipes. That's what we call a partially smoked cigarette. I want to make sure that, well, I want to make sure I have some too. I know there's a right thing to do. I just don't always know what the right thing to do is. I know that I'm stuck between two conflicting sides and both of them are fucking wrong. I know that the homeless people, what they're doing is wrong because it's allowing the predators control. I know that what the police is doing is wrong because it's allowing the predators control. We're victimized by both sides. We're victimized by the pushermen. We're victimized by the cops. Both of these conflicting groups, well, they're supposed to be the enemy of one another, but it seems to me that the enemy of each is the homeless. If someone's going to take the abuse, it's going to be the homeless. I just found a bracelet. It's black and white. I think I'm aware of that. I don't even like jewelry. Oh, I did want to bring up, because this video started with a drone, I wanted to bring up the fact that I'm not sure what the laws, rules, and regulations are concerning drones. I don't know if it is or is not legal for them to do that. I know that my videos give them probable cause. That's right. That's low-key snitching, I guess. Except it wasn't low-key. At all. Was it? I said they won't listen to me. I said they're not going to take a look at the evidence, and they're going to do everything they can to prevent me from showing it. Up to and including lying to me, saying, hey man, if you show up, we'll help you. If you show up, we'll help you. And then you show up and they try to intimidate you. You tell them you're trying to turn in the police, so what do? Call up the police and say you're trespassed. Ah, that's real nice of you, isn't it? Thanks for bullying me, biznitches. On the bright side, I got it recorded, so ha ha. Now we can either work together here, just like BLM needs to work with MMIW. We all need to work together for the one group that will help to get us universal equality, and that is the homeless. It means fighting for the homeless black people's rights. It means fighting for homeless white people's rights. It means fighting for homeless native rights. It means fighting for homeless women's and men's rights. It means fighting for homeless Jewish rights. It means fighting for homeless Christian rights. And of course, homeless, well, homeless is one of them words that's dirty, isn't it? When a black man becomes homeless, he ain't exactly black anymore to black society. That goes for all of us. Each of our prospective groups want to pretend we don't exist when we hit rock bottom. They want to pretend they didn't know you, or that you wanted it, needed it, chose it, or deserved it. They want to pretend you lazy, or you stupid. They want to pretend that, of course, it could never happen to them. Then, of course, you get their fears, don't you? Their fears that it will happen to them. And they express those when you say, hey, I'm in a bad way. You said, if I ever needed you, to let you know. If I ever needed anything, to let you know. And I'm letting you know I need your words. I need you to tell the truth. That's all I need. I can't, Sean. I can't. I can't, Sean. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the cops. These people are threatening my kids, Sean. These internet people are sending me pictures of my old living room, Sean. Sean, my landlord was threatening to throw me and my kids out in the snow, and the cops came and harassed me on the way to take my kids to school, and they harassed me on when I was at work. Those are actual things that happen to people. Those last three, those happened to Candace Bondurant. She used to be a friend of mine too. You know why we ain't friends? She never spoke up. She told me these things were happening. But then, of course, I had to record the situation with her mom and have her mom explain those things. And her mom explained about how Candace was afraid for her kids. I'll work together with the cops. I'll work together with the FBI. I'll work together with whoever it takes to save these people's lives, to stop these predators. See, when it comes to Jamie, let's say we move her out. We got 6 other schizophrenic women who freak with that generation. When I say generation, I'm not just talking about that location. What I'm talking about is people around her age, people who are not as young and pretty as, well, if these things happen to Natalie Bollinger, everybody'd be up in a tiffy, even in that homeless camp. But it happens to an older woman with some gray hair. You can't even pay somebody to care. And I get that the one lady who's fighting hardest for Jamie and her safety, she admits to doing drugs, absolutely. But her care is genuine. Oh, sorry. Thank you, I'll work out. So, I guess we're going to end this video the way we always do. Hoping for the best, right? Preparing for the worst. And pinpointing the reality of the situation. It's good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. And remember, you are your brother's keeper. No victim left behind.